We accept the choice. Wait a minute. What? We accept the choice. What are you all doing? What do you mean you accept the choice? How is this possible? Seriously, I mean, like, I know I've been building up a sense of anticipation for quite a long time that a lot of other things were going to happen. Instead, like, we accept the choice, alright? I mean, excuse me? Like, what are you talking about? Like, after all, like, this is what's been going on for, like, the last, I don't even know how long. I mean, just take a look at what everybody's been talking about. I mean, there's definitely a sense of anticipation inside me that, like, we're gonna see some shit. And, like, huh? I mean, look at what's been out there.
Guys, welcome to Black Scout Survival. We're back.
Black Scout Survival. Holy crap. Alright. Yeah. What a cool name. I mean, cool as in, like, scary and terrifying and, like, who needs to be a Black Scout, you know? Which I actually, I know it sounds like kind of racist, but he's like the bad scout who's got to survive, but, like, so that means you got to be, like, a bad scout to survive. I mean, this is kind of cool. And then there's the music in the background. Like, I'm ready right now. Like, okay.
I did a video last week talking about preparedness gear. If you, the basic kit for the modern day Minuteman. Now,
alright, this guy just said modern day Minuteman in a kit. Alright, so I see that video and I'm like, yum. There are lots of people out there right now who are calling themselves modern day Minutemen and developing kits. Some crap's gonna go down.
A lot of people had some complaints saying that this was out of their budget and whatnot, and could I do one for someone that was on a budget?
So not only are there modern day Minutemen, but they're so committed to being modern day Minutemen that if they don't have money for anything else, they want to make sure that they have money for this. Okay. Where's that going? And I mean, maybe some of you are watching this and going like, yeah, creature, I hear you, I feel you. I'm an artist and I live in Seattle and not the best neighborhood, and I spend a lot of money on a firearm and some ammo instead of doing other things, and I'm kind of going like, well, what the crap? Yeah, right? What the crap? This is a jazz video. This is the SPD rounding up what's left of Antifa. There were only 5 of them who got, you know, arrested for graffiti, and this kind of inspired, I'll admit, my Nirvana song. Like, I mean, God, come on, this is pathetic. What's happening? Seriously. I mean, the SPD, they're on bikes. Like, they're just cruising around on bikes, you know, wearing short socks and shorts and stuff, and they don't even really look that intimidating, and they're like shouting, if you open, like, we'll arrest you. Like, what happened? You were burning down the East Precinct not long ago. I mean, you made me, and we accept a choice. Where are the Minutemen? And they're on bikes. Like, did anybody see that movie Men at Work, like, back in the day? It's kind of a racist thing, but they were on bikes and they got laughed at. Like, that happened, and, like, what are you doing?
You might want to consider who is coming after you. It's not going to be that purple-haired fucking bitch. It's not going to be the limp-wristed slack jaws that are diversity hires.
Wait, this guy's still out there somewhere. He's got, I don't know what that is on his chest, and he's carrying a beer, and he just said purple-haired, like, fucking beer. That guy's still out there. Okay, so I saw this video, it's like, okay, there's hope, because that guy's still out there.
It's going to be the hardened, battle-hardened motherfuckers who don't care. They just want a contract. And they think you are the enemy. A lot of people are running around like they're direct action Navy SEALs taking down bin Laden.
Is it possible, I'm just going to submit this, is it possible that everyone has just kind of gone crazy the last couple of years and like just like totally living out their own crazy ass fantasies? Like, is that possible? Do you think that might be a thing? I don't know. I know I'm here and I'm real and you made me. And I know this guy is actually living it, so perhaps it's real because we make it so, but then where did it go? Right? I was like, luckily, if you have a moment for a second to doubt the makeup of human nature, as it were, it won't take long for them to come through and show you. No, you have nothing to worry about.
You know someone voted that way. Do you recommend, just from a psychological standpoint, being around them? We got the holidays coming up. So I love that you asked this question because, there is a push, I think just a societal norm that if somebody is your family, that they are entitled to your time. And I think the answer is absolutely not. So if you are going to a situation where you have family members, where you have close friends who have voted in ways that are against you, like what you said, against your livelihood, and it's completely fine to not be around those people.
Quite quickly, the voices started chiming in, and I was like, oh, it was like a hot tub of misery, like a massage of macabre.
Let's be honest about this, okay? Let's be absolutely blunt about it. There were appeals to racism in this campaign, and there is racial bias in this country, and there is sexism in this country.
Okay, we're okay.
But for a white man from Arkansas or from, Florida, and she ran a good middle-of-the-road campaign talking about reaching out, do you think she would be losing by that much?
As a woman of color, I was so hopeful that a mixed-race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country. And I think that it had nothing to do with policy.
So if you're out there and you're like, oh my gosh, is Hope gonna find a way? No. You can relax. The same shittiness that you've been in is gonna continue. Get that IDO. Tune in to me, and it's all gonna keep going. I mean, take a look. Just listen. See?
Welcome, fellow warriors, this fight for the soul of America and the well-being of her people. The well-being of her people.
You catch that sort of sanctimonious, like self-righteous tone? This person is really in love with their own words. It kind of sounds like that guy in the beginning. Never! The well-being of her people. I am speaking the truth. I am a good person here doing good things. I know the way, and I'm sanctimonious about it. I hear that, and I'm like, everything's gonna be okay, creature, don't you worry. Human beings are here showing their nature.
There are millions of people who are now endangered, and I don't mean endangered like an endangered species. I mean they are in danger.
I see that, like the way he bites off his words, that self-importance he puts on every syllable. And he really does it up. He's got a suit and everything, like, he's here to bring it. Like, this is important, what he has to say, and he's gonna really make sure that he says it. And he's gonna make sure along the way that he knows it's important, and he knows also it's important what he's saying. It's like one of those actors who finds out they're gonna do Shakespeare, and then so they start doing that whole like Shakespearean thing.
To be or not to be.
Right, they do that sort of tone, but what I'm saying is important, right? This guy's like that. He's like a bad Romeo. I'm gonna call him Bad Romeo. I think that's the name of this show. It's kind of a thread running through here, Bad Romeo. But you're being on a date with this guy. Let's keep the whole like lack of connection going. Hello, I am here. My name is, I don't know what this guy's name is, and I'm here because I'm interested in the well-being of your person, right? Yep. Your schedule is about to be endangered. I don't mean an endangered species as it were, but I mean endangered. As I make sure I come across to you, like, wouldn't you want to run? Like, seriously? If you could.
They are being threatened, harassed, harangued, abused, assaulted. Already. Earlier,
You hear that? Already. He's really in love with himself. For sure. He is. This guy's super in love with himself and what he's doing. Okay, guys. I'm gonna keep growing. And then there was this guy.
So I'm going to tell you guys what honestly went through my head when I realized that Donald Trump was the winner of the 2024 election. I just didn't make this video immediately because I was so mad that I knew I would spiral, go completely off the rails, and it wouldn't be productive for anybody. But the first thought that went through my head was, well, they sold out their daughter's future for a carton of eggs. That's the first thought that went through my mind. They took a look at everything going on in the world.
I'm confused because he said he was gonna spiral out of control to a bad place, and then he's like, I shouldn't do that. But then he sits and thinks about it, and then he goes back to the first thought that went through his head. This doesn't sound like someone who's very well adjusted, and yet their channel has hundreds of thousands of views, and he's gonna make a video anyway. It means whatever he has to say, I'm gonna keep growing. Anyone who thought that maybe things were gonna calm down, no, they're not. It's gonna get cray-cray in the bray-bray in ways we can't even imagine. And this is all just starting. Alright, so a little bit of a reassurance, as it were. Okay, I'm gonna keep growing. This is all gonna keep going. Welcome to Rise and Shine Subjects, and yeah, here we are. Now this guy, what does he say? What's his big takeaway? That they traded in their daughter's future for a cheaper carton of eggs. Right, that's his big thought. He actually goes on to make a music video about how cheap everyone are, and he writes a song called Cheaper Eggs or something like that. Which I think is kind of nice that he's taking music and turning it into hack political statements, right? Because as we know, music can be quite uplifting, especially in, nope, I'm not going to talk about Desperado again. What do we have at work here? Why can you rest assured that things are going to stay shitty as they've been? And that all this is going to keep going, right? And we can put hope, as it were, away.